Okay, today, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about vocabulary words that we heard in our story, Foal. So before we start talking about them, we're going to go back and listen to how the words were used in our story so we can remember what they were. Our first word, the foal says, "My legs are very wobbly and I struggle to my feet." So what do we think the foal would look like as he's wobbly legs?
It's like he's going to fall.
It would look like he's going to fall because his legs... Why do you think it would look like he was going to fall?
Because his legs are moving.
Because his legs are moving. That's a very good answer. His legs would be moving. It would be hard for him to stand. Very good answers. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. Now what we're going to do with our vocabulary words, we are going to think of opposites for them. But before we use our vocabulary words, we're going to go over some opposites that we should know. Who can tell me what an opposite is? Yes, Nelsie.
Opposite is like different thing to the other, like a baby likes wet and tissue is dry.
Yes, it's when things are totally different from each other. One thing could be wet and something else could be dry. Yes, we're going to use some objects and we're going to describe them using opposites. I'm going to give two students objects and they're going to tell me describing words about the objects and we're going to see what their opposites are. Now, Shannon, tell me about what you have. How does it feel? It feels rough. Okay. What are some other things that you can tell me about the rock? How else does it feel? We know the texture feels rough, but what about when you hold it and touch it? What does it feel like? What's another word that you can use to describe? It's hard. Very good. The rock is hard, it is rough, and it is also hard. What about your object? What does yours feel like?
It feels soft and it's really light.
It is soft and it's really light. Those are very good opposites. The soft and hard are opposites of each other. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to do other objects. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
When you hold it, it's heavy, the rock.
The rock is heavy, and Jelena said that the cotton balls, they felt light. Those are also opposites. Very good observation. Light and heavy are opposites. Now we're going to do another opposite. Jesse, you can have this, and Angela, you may have that. Now, I want you to rub those in your hands. What do those feel like? Jesse, tell me how yours feels.
It feels wet.
It feels wet. You can feel it on your hands. What about yours?
It feels dry.
It feels dry. Yes. So the opposites that we have with these objects, what are the opposites that we have? Who can tell me what opposites we found with these two objects? Justin.
Wet and dry.
We have wet and dry. Very good. Now that we have gone through some of our opposites that we know with our objects, we're going to use opposites with our vocabulary words. Now, we're going to go through our vocabulary words. Our first word that we're going to be talking about is wobbly, and we have a picture of a little girl. And I want someone to tell me about this picture. What do they see in this picture? Justin.
A girl who's trying to balance on a little edge of a pool.
Okay, yes. You see that this little girl is trying to balance on the edge of a pool. Now, how do we know she's trying to balance? What in the picture is showing us that she's trying to balance? Jesse.
She's sticking her hands out and she's going, she has it like this so she can go balance.
Very good. You can notice that her arms are sticking out and she looks like she's teetering back and forth. So it's showing us how wobbly she is in this picture. Very good answers. Our next word is fresh, and we have a picture of this amazing fruit. Now, who can explain how does this fruit look? Jasmine.
Looks good.
Okay, tell me more about the picture other than it looks good.
If you eat it, you'll get healthy.
Okay, it looks healthy, like healthy food that we could eat. Very good. Yes.
All fruits have juice in them.
Okay, they look juicy to you? Okay. How do you tell they look juicy? We can't see or feel we can't feel that they're juicy. How can you tell by the picture? What's telling you that they could be juicy?
Because they look good.
They look good. What is it in the picture that's telling you that they look good?
The colors.
The colors. Yes, the colors are telling you that the fruit is fresh and that it looks good. Yes. Okay, now what we are going to do, I am going to give each of you a picture. And then another student is going to have an opposite. And what you are going to have to do is find the person who has your opposite. So when you get your picture, you're going to figure out what it is, and we're going to talk about the opposites. Okay, here's your picture. So you're going to go and find the person who has your opposite. When you've found the opposite, you're going to sit next to the person who has your opposite. We are going to look at our pictures and show everyone what we have, and then we're going to talk about our pictures, and you're going to use the vocabulary word or its opposite in a sentence. Now, Angela, you have our vocabulary word picture. What do you have a picture of? Which one? You have the picture of fresh. Now, can you give me a describing sentence about your picture using our vocabulary word?
I eat fresh fruit.
I eat fresh fruit, and that picture is showing us a very nice picture of fresh fruit. We just found out that Angela has a picture of fresh fruit. Now, Kristen, what do you have a picture of?
I have a picture of a rotten strawberry.
You have a picture of a rotten strawberry. Very good. Okay, so boys and girls, today we went over our vocabulary words, and I was wanting you guys to tell me some of the words that we talked about today. And if I ask you a question, I want you to say what I said and put your answer in it. So if I ask Jalissa, if I say, what is one of our vocabulary words, you're going to say back, one of our vocabulary words is, and then you're going to tell me which one it is. Don't just tell me the word. Okay, so boys and girls, who can tell me some of what our vocabulary words were? Yes, Jessie.
Beneath.
In a complete sentence?
One of the words, our vocabulary words were beneath.
One of the vocabulary words was beneath. Very good. And the opposite of beneath was, we had a couple words that we could use.
The opposite of beneath is above.
Above. The opposite of beneath is above. Awesome job, Alex. And our last vocabulary word, Jalissa.
Wobbly.
In a complete sentence.
Our last
vocabulary word
is wobbly.
Okay, say it all together now.
Our last vocabulary word is wobbly.
Fantastic sentence. Our last vocabulary word is wobbly, and the opposite of wobbly we said that we're going to put on the word wall was which word?
The opposite of wobbly is sturdy.
Fantastic job. All right, boys and girls, we're finished with our opposites. This pocket chart is actually going to become a center that we're going to use during center time. So now we're going to go into our center time. Okay, let's go ahead to your centers.